Welcome to the demonstration of the Chalkable Café system. Chalkable Café is a complete food service solution that is composed of 3 modules. The first module is the back office module. The second module is the free and reduced applications module. And the third module is the point of sale module. The screen you're looking at now is the back office module. When you first log into the back office, you will see all of your schools listed in this section here. Each one of those schools will show you the statistics of your total enrollment, what percentage of those are regular students, what percentage of those are reduced students, and what percentage of those are free. For schools that are now focusing on the free percentages and how they are broken up in between direct certified students and applications, we now focus on the percentages for those as well to assist with community eligibility programs. Working in a campus is very straightforward. All a user needs to do is just click launch, and they will launch into the campus and immediately come into the accounts section. The accounts section will give them a quick snapshot of important student information such as their ID number, first name, last name, grade, balance, and classification. For classifications, we use P for full paid or regular students, R for reduced students, and F for free students. Adult accounts are denoted with an A. We also have hot links to be able to view transactions, adjust a student's balance with deposits, refunds, or NSF returns, view student account information as a whole, edit a student account, and delete a student account. With information now, student accounts are synchronizing all throughout the day, so there is no need to add accounts or delete accounts. If you click View, you will see student information on the screen in more detail. It will also include any student pictures that are associated with that account. From this menu, you can also select Edit, Adjust Balance, or History, which are the same hot links found in the Accounts menu. You'll also have the option to print a student ID card. Printing the student ID card will generate a PDF file that includes the student's name, grade level, lunch ID number, barcode, and picture. By going to the Accounts menu, you can search for an account by simply using the search box and looking up the account. From here, if you click Transactions, you'll be able to see every day and time that a transaction occurred, as well as a description of what that transaction was compromised of. By clicking View, you'll be able to see the details of that transaction. You can click Back to go back to a list of the transactions, or you can click Delete to delete either the items in the transaction or the transaction as a whole. With Chalkable Café, you will not have to catch the mistakes that are made the same day or in the same meal service. If a mistake is found even days, weeks, or months later, you can use the delete option to reimburse the student for the balance that they need to be reimbursed for, as well as receive corrected reports that will show the items no longer on those reports. With that, you'll have a fully complete audit trail that shows that it's uniform all throughout the system. These changes will also not affect your daily income reports. In the Account Transactions menu, you'll also have a status backdate option that will allow you to scan plates from a start date to an end date and select a classification. By doing so, the system will scan the date range you've provided to see the reimbursable plates that were sold and change them to that particular classification. You also have the option to click Adjust Balance from your main Accounts menu, to make deposits by simply putting in a deposit amount, changing it to a check and providing a check number, performing a refund, or performing a non-sufficient funds returned check, in which you'd provide the full amount of the transaction and the check number. The reason fields found in this account deposit or adjust balance menu are completely optional. By clicking edit, you'll be able to edit the information that's here on the screen for the students. However, information now ends up being the authority over the student information in the system. There are 3 sections that you can replace the student information that information now will not overwrite. The first is dietary notes. If you find that medical notes such as medication have come into the system and you really need dietary notes to be put in the system, you can replace this value here with whatever that allergy or dietary note is. You can also fill in a comment regarding the account, which ends up being very beneficial for accounts that need to mark that they are no longer accepting checks or other important notes. Finally, if a parent notifies the school that they no longer want the child to be able to purchase a la carte items and only want them to purchase a reimbursable meal, you can turn on and off the purchase a la carte option. Once you've made your changes, click submit, and that will apply the changes in real time. If you need to add an adult account, simply click Add Account, place a first and last name, provide that adult account with a unique number in both the student account ID and food service number. The food service number will be a PIN number, and in most cases, you can put the same number in both of these fields. Finally, provide a classification for that account. For an adult, it would be an adult worker or an adult account. Adult workers are usually adult workers in the cafeteria. And finally, provide the grade of adult and click Save. The final option that you'll find here in the Accounts menu is the Student Balance Modifier. Many times someone at the school may decide to forgive a negative balance, or a balance may need to be changed for numerous reasons. It generally is not beneficial for you to make a refund or a deposit to those accounts because it will affect your account deposit reports and your daily income reports for the day. In order to not affect those reports, simply click the student's balance, provide a new balance amount, and a mandatory reason as to why you're modifying the student's account balance. Once you've changed the student's balance, this will be permanent, and that will always remain in the student's account history. Moving on to reports. Reports are very straightforward. If you click on the reports menu, you have numerous reports that will capture many different items, such as grand total reports that will show you the information for plates sold and items sold and income received during particular meal services. Historical edit checks that show you all of your reimbursable plates and participation percentages every day in the month that there's been a meal service, and consolidated at the very bottom. Menu usage reports that will allow you to see each individual item that was sold and how many of them were sold on a daily basis. And daily income reports that allow you to see a summary of the income that you've brought in on a daily basis. You can also generate letters, view reimbursement histories, transaction tapes, and many other reports here as well. Most of the reports are very straightforward. You can simply select the report and select a start date and end date. Simply just select a singular date. Select a sort order, or select a date, a meal service, and if you're using a group reports option that will be covered in the training, the report type. In your settings menu, you'll find the option to manage your menus, manage your terminals, modify letters, create your groups, enter your reimbursement rates, and in the event that your point of sale terminal dies and is replaced with another unit, Download your point of sale terminal. To modify a menu, you simply click Manage Menu. Click on the menu items for the service for which you would want to modify. And if you click Add Menu Item, you can enter in the name of the item. If it's a reimbursable meal, you select Reimbursable Meal and provide a regular price and a reduced price. A cost is not necessary, but you may want to enter the cost to note how much the school has spent to generate that plate or to purchase that plate for reselling. You also have the option to automatically debit this item from a student's account when a student comes in through the line. You also have the option to sell student a la carte items to only students, adult a la carte items only to adults, or create a student adult a la carte key, which can be sold to both. For a la carte items and any other item other than a reimbursable meal, you only need to provide the regular price. We also have adult plates, extra plates, non-food items such as tickets and t-shirts and other non-food items that can be sold. And we also participate in Offer versus Serve, which allows you to select the components for the items that you are selling. If a meal is sold with those different items and they all match the components that you need to complete an Offer versus Serve meal, the meal will be sold at a reimbursable meal price. If they do not meet that criteria, the a la carte pricing will be applied. When making your terminal setup, you have the option to enter in a starting cash amount at which you'll start every meal service. You can also enforce a credit limit, allow charges into the negative, set a low cash alert amount, and set what you want that credit limit to be. There is no limit as to how far into the negative you can have a student account go into. To modify your letters, simply go into the letter that you want to modify and fill in the letter content. Some letters may also have you enter in the full price of breakfast, full price of lunch, full price of reduced breakfast, and reduced lunch. And in the event that you have hardware failure, by simply logging into chalkablecafé.com and going into your back office, moving into the settings menu, and clicking the Download POS Terminal option, you can have your software install within seconds. Once that software is installed, simply log back into your point of sale, and all of your student accounts, transactions, and menu keys will download so you can pick up right where you left off. Next, we will cover the Free and Reduced Applications module. To access the Free and Reduced Applications module, simply click the apps icon found in the top right of your screen. Once you've clicked there, you'll see your settings for your parameters. Simply click Income Chart Parameters, and you can view the income chart that will automatically put in for you prior to the start of the school year. This income chart will be used to calculate your free and reduced applications. In the Verification Parameters section, you can enter in the parameters that provided that you need to utilize in order to know how many applications need to be pulled for verification. Finally, you have your letter parameters where you can enter your direct certification letter, household benefit letter, verification notice letter, and result letters. You simply fill in the blanks and hit Submit. From that point moving forward, any application or direct certification that you process will generate a letter that is the exact USDA letter with the blanks filled in from the information that you've provided. To create an application, simply click Applications and Add Application. From here, you simply provide the last 4 digits of the Social Security number, or you can leave that blank if the parent has not provided the number. Enter in their first name and their last name, street address, and zip code. You can leave the city and state blank, since they will fill in automatically as long as you've entered in the zip code once you hit next. Language, home phone, business phone, extension, and email address are completely optional. Finally, you can enter in their income and select the pay frequency. Once you've hit next, your application will begin, and you can add additional family members by simply clicking Add Family Member. Enter in the name of the family member and their income as well. If there are two different pay frequencies, the applications will automatically calculate annually. To add students, simply click Add Student and hit Select on the name of the student that appears from a list. That will automatically fill in their information. If the last name differs, simply click and change the last name in the box, search for the student and hit Select. That will fill their information in. Simply provide their SNAP number or TANF number if applicable, and select foster child or homeless runaway migrant if also applicable. From that point, the application will calculate and provide an eligibility status of not set if it's not an existing application. If it's an existing application, it will show their previous eligibility status. The eligibility status will show you the current calculation. If there is a loss of benefits, the system will automatically provide a 10-day grace period, at which point, when the 10 days expire, the student will automatically be set to their new eligibility status. You can also choose to verify an application for cause, write notes for the application, view the application history, go back to your list of applications without saving, save and exit the application, and save, print a household benefit letter, and exit the application. To edit an existing application, simply search for the student or search for the parent, and when their name appears on the list, click Family. That will allow you to view the details of an application and also edit an existing application. To work with Direct Certified lists, simply click Direct Certified List and you'll be able to view Direct Certified students in the system. In your Settings menu, you'll be able to import a complete Direct Certified list so that you can avoid entering them in manually. In the event that you need to manually enter in a student, simply click Add Direct Certified, search for the student, select their certification program, and select the student. That will immediately put them into the Direct Certification program. You also have Head Start lists, Homeless list, Early Start list, and an Administrative Exceptions list, where students placed on those lists automatically receive free benefits. When you're ready to perform verification, simply click Random Sample if you've been approved to do a random sample. If you've been approved for an error-prone focus sample, simply click Focus Sample, and in either of those, click Start Sample to generate your verification list. To view the applications selected for verification, click Verification List and click Edit. This will allow you to send notices, update the dates for those notices being sent, approve them as having been responded for verification, or mark them as denied due to no response. Finally, the Reports section will allow you to see free and reduced reports focused on applications, Direct Certified list, students who have been processed in the free and reduced applications module, foster lists, summaries by school for free and reduced totals, verification details, and detailed full account reports. And that covers the free and reduced applications module. The final module that we will cover is the point of sale module. The point of sale module allows you to enter into a breakfast, lunch, or snack service by default, or any additional meal services that you've created. Simply click on the meal service that you want to enter, and you'll now be into the point of sale module. In the point of sale module, you'll find that all of the student information is along the left-hand side. That will include the student's picture, account number, food service PIN number, name, grade level, their starting balance, and their ending balance once the transaction is over. All of the menu keys will be found in the middle of the screen, with the items being sold and transaction buttons on the right. A student simply scans a barcoded card, swipes a card, enters their food service PIN number, or puts their finger down for biometrics. When the student information appears on the screen, you simply click the yellow button for the reimbursable meal or the orange button for the offer versus serve items. If the student is simply purchasing a la carte items, click any a la carte items that they're going to purchase. If auto debit is enabled, any item that they're purchasing will automatically be put onto the transaction tape. To proceed with the transaction, simply click the item that's being sold and hit checkout. If a student comes through the line a second time, you will no longer be able to click the reimbursable meal that was sold. Again, if auto debit is enabled, there should be no need to click on the reimbursable meal as it will already be applied. You simply need to click checkout. To make deposits on the lunch line, simply click deposit and enter in the deposit amount. If the deposit is a check, simply click check and enter in the check number as well. If the school is processing credit cards at the school, you can also select to mark it as a credit card. Once you hit save, the deposit is immediately applied to the student's account. To ring up any a la carte items or any items, simply click those items and hit checkout. If the transaction is going to be a cash transaction, you can click the orange debit account balance button and enter in the amount that you're collecting. Or you can use the K for the on-screen keyboard and place that amount. The system will automatically calculate the change due, and you can finalize the transaction by clicking checkout. To view transactions that have been entered for a student, simply click the Transactions button found here on the left, and you'll see each transaction that has occurred during this meal service. By clicking Edit, you'll be able to view the items that were sold so that you can append items to that or also delete items that shouldn't have been sold. For example, if the student meal was not to have been sold, simply click Remove and hit Checkout and confirm that you want to update with an empty cart. If you would like to pull up students by homeroom, you can also click Show Roster, select the homeroom, and you'll find that the students are there in alphabetical order by last name. Simply select the student and proceed with your transaction. If a student is purchasing more than one of an item, you can click that item and hold down the Increase button and enter in the quantity. Once you hit OK, that quantity will be applied. This will help greatly with anyone purchasing large amounts of items. If a student enters in their ID number incorrectly, you will receive an on-screen keyboard showing you that you can search for the student. If the student believes that they know their number, simply click Cancel and have them attempt it again. If the number is still incorrect, you can search for the student. If at any point you want to just search for anyone, simply click Search and you'll receive the same menu. You can search both using a physical keyboard or the on-screen keyboard provided if you're using a mouse or a touchscreen. To pull up a student, simply type in their first name or last name and select anywhere on the line with their information. Once you've hit Select Account, their information will appear on the screen and you can proceed with the transaction. As you're entering in a transaction, you can void an entire transaction by simply clicking Escape. You can also click to remove items individually by clicking the item anywhere on that line and clicking Remove. Finally, for auditing purposes, every item must be tied to a student. Therefore, clicking the actual item itself without having a student apply to it will have a Please Select Account message appear on the screen. To sell an item to someone who is a non-student, simply click Visitor and the name will change to Visitor. Visitors may purchase any item with the exception of a reimbursable meal since they are not actually students at the school. Since visitors do not have an actual account, all of their transactions will be cash transactions. There is no need to click the orange Debit Account Balance button as it will be grayed out. Simply enter in the amount they're paying and hit Checkout. That will mark it as a cash sale. Chalkable Café's point of sale will also scale depending on the device that you have. In this demonstration, we're using a smaller computer with an older resolution that is limited to 25 keys on the screen. If you have a larger screen or a device that has higher resolutions, you can have up to 100 keys on your screen at once. If you find that all of your menu keys do not fit in your screen, simply click on the menu level options to move back and forth between your menu levels. And there's no limit as to how many keys you can have. Once you're ready to exit the meal service, simply click Exit Meal Service and confirm that you'd like to exit the meal service. From here, you can count the cash that you have in your drawer and enter it in manually. Or you can allow the system to assist you with counting how much cash you have by clicking Count Cash and entering in how much of each denomination you have. As you perform that, the system will calculate your total here at the bottom. Once you've counted your cash or entered your cash, simply click Save and you've exited your meal service.